plants and animals on rooftops in China. And some tea as well. There is a black cat around here. Oh, there he is. He's feeling a little bit better. What's that? Okay. Alright, yeah, he's feeling a little bit better. Today I'm drinking Huang Ya, that yellow bud. Wow. And this is from 2024, so last year's. And yeah, it's from Mengding, Mongshan in Sichuan province. Really historically significant part of the tea world there. First human cultivation of tea recorded took place on that mountain. Some monk about 2,000 years ago. And just rinsing it now. I lost a couple buds in there. You know what? I think those are recoverable. And I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to put those buds back in there. And do it again. It's a little trick they don't show you. Just to reclaim some of those buds that I slipped through. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Nice sunny day today. It's a little bit smoggy. Air quality is a little bit lower today. As you can see, it's a little bit hazy. But I just got back from a hike. And it's a little bit cooler. I mean, it's still pretty hot today. I got this new plant here. It's doing pretty well. It's got the sugarcane just blasting off. Going to Mars. You know, Elon Musk thought he was going to be kind of the first to Mars, but looks like my sugarcane might beat him there. Lemon tree is doing great. This thing's doing good. The Hong Sui or sweet potato vine is doing great. Yeah, it's just looking really nice. We had like we're having like a super rainy, you know, summer's always really rainy here in China. And we're right in the middle of that right now. So it's just been rainstorms and another tropical downpour last night, typhoon conditions. And then today it's clear, but we're expecting rain kind of for the next week. Anyways, I don't want to become that old man that just talks about the weather all day. Let's drink some tea. I'm fasting because I'm really arrogant like that. And I like to tell everybody about it. So, you know. Just kidding. So yeah, it is day 5 of a fast. It was supposed to be day 6, but I had some trouble getting started. You know, that first day of like, okay, now I'm doing this again. That first day of starting a fast is actually kind of hard for me. I have all sorts of like second guessing and stuff. And it's just discipline. I just need to work on my discipline. But yeah, so it's supposed to be day 6. But actually, like, I started a fast and then I ended up eating that day. I was just like, I can't do it. I'm not ready. And then I was ready the next day. Confucius Asian soup. How are the lifts on your fasting days? Good. Actually, I had, yeah, it's good. Actually, I find in like the first 3 and 4 days, you might be hitting like PRs. Like your strength might be peaking. It's really interesting. It's because your body jacks up the HGH in fasting. But I do find, actually, towards the end of the fast, if I'm on day like 6 or 7, I might be prone to a little bit of weakness and some cramps. And I think it's because I've been sweating it out every day with these hikes. And so my electrolytes get kind of messed up. And so I just noticed last time on day 6, I had some cramps. Yeah, but strength doesn't really seem to have a problem. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a dip in strength right after I started eating again, actually. But then I had like all-time strength, like a week after eating back again, like peaks. So yeah, it doesn't really seem to affect it. I'm a little bit chubby. I'm probably like 20% body fat. So I'm not like, and I've got some fat. And yeah, so like a week or less fasting doesn't really seem to affect my strength at all. as long as I keep lifting during it. And might even like the first half of that week of fasting might actually be more strong, and then the second week might actually be a little bit weaker. But then it seems to come right back when you start eating again after like a week. So I don't know if that was clear, but yeah, it doesn't really seem to affect it too much. Now maybe at like lower body fat, if I was at like 10% or something, if I already had like 6-pack abs, like then I might see some more issues. But I think I have enough fat to where these extended fasts are not really dipping into the muscle that much. Thanks for the question, Conscious Asian Soup. Cool question. But yeah, still just lifting hard. And yeah, I was doing sets of 7 pull-ups last night. And that's pretty good for me. Yeah, it's not like a ton of pull-ups, but you know, I'm a little bit chubby still. I'd love to be doing sets of, you know, my peak pull-ups I ever did was 14. These are strict pull-ups, right? Like not kicking your legs around and full dead hang at the bottom. So the peak I ever did was 14, and that was in 2019 when I was living in Vietnam. Something about that Vietnam steaks. I don't know, I was just like, I was in the zone. I was living in Da Nang, and they had these pull-up bars at the beach. And I used to just go down there like every day. I also went to the gym, but then like I was doing a little specialization on pull-ups. So I was like adding extra pull-ups into my normal lifting. And yeah, knocked out 14. I actually recorded it and then lost the video. Whoops. And so I'm really just trying to get back to where I can do 14 strict pull-ups and kind of like make that all-time record. By the end of the year, I'd like to be doing sets of 20. And totally going to get there. Losing the weight's going to be a big part of that. And then when I'm consistently doing like sets of 8, I'm going to start doing weighted pull-ups. Yeah, no cheat sets here. No flopping your legs around and kipping, right? Isn't that what the CrossFit people do? They kipping pull-up where they're like swinging. Yeah, none of that. Full dead hang. Yeah, some people do pull-ups and they're like, their arm's still bent at the bottom. Like, that's not a pull-up. That's a you gotta do a strict pull-up. Otherwise, it's like the number doesn't really matter. The number doesn't really matter anyways, right? It's all just, well, I guess it does if you want to improve. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well out there. Welcome to the Rooftop Fit Fasting with Tea podcast. Here from China. And, yeah, less obesity in China. That can be noteworthy. Also less people with big muscles. It just doesn't really seem to be a thing as much. It's obviously becoming more and more common. I got my brother-in-law into lifting, and then I've gotten multiple people into lifting. Like, I've personally trained like 5 Chinese people and got them lifting weights, and then they still lift today, which is kind of awesome that I've like affected those around me. But yeah, my brother-in-law lifts now, and then my nephew, he lifts, and I did that. Yeah, well, actually, in my little village, there was one, and then it shut down. It just couldn't make the business work. But yeah, I have the home gym, like the full-on home gym. Like, I'm like the only one with like a full-on dumbbell rack in their living room. It's so funny. But yeah, there's no like, I would have to go like 20 minutes away. It's just not really practical. So, but yeah, there are commercial gyms in Shenzhen. Probably quite a few of them, actually. But yeah. Cool. Okay, let me drink some more tea. But, yeah, else can we yammer on about? Yeah, Huang Ya. What a nice yellow tea. I was having a little bit of heartburn last night because I was doing like a Shang Pu'er roundup, and I ended up drinking just tons of like 3 different Shang Pu'ers, and I was having a little bit of heartburn. You know, day 4, 5, 6, 7 in the fast, I sometimes get a little bit of heartburn. And especially when I start fantasizing about food. And, but I don't think it's really a problem. But I think this yellow tea just kind of a little bit lighter. I don't know. I only put 6 grams. 6 grams, 6 grams. And I think that's going to be a little bit more relaxed. Not like throwing back tons of Shang Pu'er. But yeah, fitness culture is growing rapidly in China. Yeah, yoga is like a big trendy thing here. My wife's been a yoga instructor here for about 10 years. And it's been a really good business for her. And yeah, there's even like, you know, there's pretty much everything. It's a major city, you know, Shenzhen. I used to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu downtown. I actually only went, you know, I only did like 5 classes. I just wanted to go down there, you know, throw some blue belts around, and then puff up my ego and then leave. And that was fun. You know, grip strength is a big part of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When you're doing gi, when you're rolling with the gi, you know, the uniform they wear. Because you can just grip like their sleeve, and if you have like if you like deadlift 400 pounds and you have like crazy gorilla hands, like you have a huge advantage in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So even if your technique sucks, like you can really manipulate somebody by just grabbing their sleeve, and like they can't get it away. Like if you have like superior grip strength. Anyways, so I just went down there, you know, puffed up my ego a little bit, and threw some blue belts around. And then I stopped. But I often think about getting back into that. I mean, there's so much technique to learn there. Kind of hurts your hands, actually, because I was really relying on like brute strength, grip strength, and stuff, and not so much technique because I didn't really have much. Although I did high school wrestling, so I was doing like wrestling moves. It's kind of funny. Anyways, let's see what's going on. We got Shuriken Zone. Slinking right in through the side door. Tell us about the oil spot glaze configuration in that Jianzan, will you, buddy? Yeah. Look at it. So cool. Just rolling the dice. And getting this. Doesn't this remind you of the back of a Domino's pan pizza? I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Anyways, I used to work at Domino's. I don't want to talk about it. But, yeah, this is a really cool cup. It has like a little blue in there. Really epic. Kind of like a super rare configuration. Yeah, that is a pretty cool cup. Were you drinking any particular region for your Sheng sessions? Also, raw pu'er while fasting is brave. Yeah, conscious Asian soup. It was all Jingmai Gushu. So I had one from 2012, and then I had one from 2016, and then one from 2018. And so yeah, I was just drinking all 3 of those, just doing some comparisons, trying to pick a nice winner for the tea club. And I think I got it kind of whittled down to kind of the finalists. And yeah, I should have had less. I ended up drinking a little too much, I think. But I didn't throw up. That's sometimes happens when you're slamming tea in a fast. Okay, but yeah, it was all Jingmai. That's really the only Yunnan region where I have any connections. You know, I just went there once back in 2018, before my T connection was even a glimmer in my eye. A glint in my eye. I wasn't even thinking about a tea company. I love tea, you know? And so I'm exploiting to the max my connections there. Need to go back. Need to spend some time out there. The Shuriken Zone. I follow you, man. Grip strength is one of the most important kinds of strength for martial arts in general. Totally. Shuriken, I don't want to have to tell you. You know all about this. Yeah, grip strength is huge. I mean, you can really just, like, embarrass someone with superior technique. If, like, they just can't get their arm, like you grab onto their sleeve, and, like, you have a lot of control over them now. And, like, if they can't get their sleeve away from you, and if you have, like, just a huge strength, like, arm strength advantage, yeah, so it definitely can compensate for a lack of technique. You know, to a point, obviously. And then the guy with the superior technique will eventually school you. Cool. Yeah, grip strength, key. I've been trying some one-arm dead hangs. That's pretty serious stuff. And of course, deadlifting. You know, I do double overhand deadlift. And I do it, raw. You know, I don't use any stupid straps. I actually think the whole straps thing is like, yeah, like if you're a competitive, like, powerlifter, like, maybe. But I don't even think it's, like, right. Like, I think you're way more prone to injury. Like, if you can't even grip it, like, that's, like, the point in the chain, like, where you shouldn't even be lifting it. If you can't grip it. Anyways, I don't want to get on my high horse here, but yeah, so I just do, like, a simple double overhand grip with deadlift. And that's some serious grip strength training. I mean, because the bar, like, if you can't really grip it, like, it'll just slip. And you can try, like, chalk and stuff, but, like, you'll just be, like, you know, it'll just slip out of your hand will just be forced open. Anyways, yeah, deadlifts. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Anyways, I hope the stream quality's good. I gave the VPN company another $90 and said, please just let me live stream. And so I hope the video quality is a little bit better now. I'm on a VIP server. So just for the VIP, people. And they just wanted more money. Turns out they're like, oh, we're going to throttle his connection. Ha, what an asshole. And then we're going to ask him for more money if he wants to actually, use it. That's okay. It's really some of the most important stuff I pay for. Living, that's so hot. Living here in China, VPN's a critical piece of my infrastructure, so I just smile and pay it. Maybe a little too hot for a delicate little yellow tea. But I don't really get too caught up on that. I'll overheat like a green tea. Like, I just want to see what it tastes like. I want to see what it's like under all conditions. And if I make a mistake, I'll just drink it. It's not like at the end of the world. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Let's check out the grapes. How are the grapes doing? People said, Lauren, you can't grow grapes in China. Looks like they're doing it. Looks like they are growing. And, the sugarcane. Beating Elon Musk to Mars. Look at that sugarcane. Incredible. Incredible. And, look at this beautiful little, so fragrant. So fragrant. Ah, that is just lovely. But, this is the Huang Ya buds. Aren't they cute? Anyways, I'll probably leave it there. I don't have too much to rattle on about. But yeah, day 5 of a fast. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And yeah, life in China. Still doing it after all these years. You know what wasn't interesting? I was looking up, Thailand has this like nomad visa. So if you put like 14,000 bucks in an account in Thailand, you can apply for a 5-year residence permit where you can stay 180 days at a time for 5 years. And then you can take that money out. It doesn't have to be vested or anything, and you can just take that money out right after you get the residence permit. So I might do that. I'm gonna get a new passport this year, and then I don't actually. I'm not prepared to throw 14 grand in a Thai bank account right now, but I'm just thinking like long term. I'd like to have some other options here in Asia, besides like Hong Kong and Singapore, which are so expensive. So. Yeah, Thailand. I've lived in Thailand before, but I was just kind of on like a tourist visa, and I was about to actually switch to a student visa before, because you can sign up at these Muay Thai schools, and some of them are just like visa mills where like you don't even have to study Muay Thai. You just kind of show up once a week and like sign a form, and you get a student visa that way. So that's interesting, but it's a little bit of work and not very stable. But I really like the idea of the Thai residence permit, where you just put 14 grand in a bank. It's like 500,000 baht. And then you can take that out right after you get it. And you just have to show some like proof of, foreign business income or something. And that would be cool. It would be cool to have some stability over in Thailand. And I'm just thinking long term, because you really want to be kind of geopolitically diversified. Now, obviously, the business I'm in is heavily like China based, but you could still access China with a tourist visa and stuff if I didn't want to live here anymore. I'm just thinking about things like that. I always want to have options, like if you want to have a similar thing down in Malaysia, it's going to cost you $250,000 bucks. Malaysia has the My Second Home residence permit, and for that you gotta like buy property and stuff. It's a mess. So Thailand is just a breeze in comparison, and a 5-year residence permit in Thailand would be a nice little plan B, because there's just no telling what could happen in the future, and it's good to have options. Anyways, let's not turn this into a prepper rally. I hope everyone's doing well. Options are good. Optionality is it's a form of liberty, and seeking that wherever you are. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. And Huang Ya yellow tea, it's a thing. And I hope everyone has a great evening wherever you are. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.